I think it's time we have the conversation.
I think the Belichick-Andy Reid debate is on.
Could Andy Reid become the greatest coach of all time?
Where's Belichick rank all time in all coaching levels?
I don't even really, I think it's one.
He may really think that. There are a lot of people that think that Bill Belichick is still the greatest coach of all time. He does have 6 championships.
You know, I'll say this. We don't consider Bill Russell with 11 rings better than Jordan with 6. I think Mahomes is the best quarterback I've ever seen. I think Andy Reid's the best coach I've ever seen.
With their recent Super Bowl win over the 49ers, again, I think it's safe to say the Chiefs are a dynasty and this era's New England Patriots. Led by Patrick Mahomes, who's widely regarded as the best quarterback in the game right now, and at the age of 28 is quickly gaining traction on the current GOAT, Tom Brady. Then you have Mahomes' safety net, Travis Kelce, who's arguably one of, if not the best tight end ever. Some may even say he surpassed Tom Brady's safety net tight end Gronk, who was looked at as one of the best tight ends ever for a while too. Then you've got Andy Reid, who is known for his offensive genius, among other things. And who's better to compare him with than head coach Bill Belichick, who's known for his defensive genius, among other things. You can't help but compare the trios: a quarterback, a tight end, and their head coach. All 6 future Hall of Famers. But while everyone in the media is having the GOAT conversation about Brady versus Mahomes, I'm more interested in this one.
Obviously, Bill Belichick is the GOAT. But that door can be kicked down, and it's cracking open. I absolutely think it's going to come down at the end. Greatest defensive coach of all time, greatest offensive coach of all time. Offense clearly matters more, and if they end up being relatively close on the rings, I think Reid could be considered it, without a doubt.
This debate has been sparked by the recent dynasty of Reid's Chiefs. Reid has been praised for his offensive mind, his adaptability, and his ability to develop quarterbacks. He's also overcome a lot of adversity in his personal and professional life and has earned the respect of his peers and players. But is he really better than Belichick, who has 6 Super Bowl rings as a head coach and 2 more as a defensive coordinator? Belichick is widely regarded as a mastermind of the modern NFL, who built a dynasty with the New England Patriots and has dominated the league for 2 decades. He is known for his defensive acumen, his attention to detail, and his ruthless competitiveness. But with all that said, is Andy Reid better? Let's find out. First, let's look at their overall records. Belichick has coached for 27 seasons and has a record of 333 and 178, a winning percentage of .652. He has also won 31 playoff games, the most in NFL history. Reid has coached for 23 seasons and has a record of 284, 160, and 1, a winning percentage of .639. He has also won 26 playoff games, the 4th most in NFL history. Belichick clearly has the advantage here, as he has more wins, a higher winning percentage, and more playoff victories. He also has more Super Bowl appearances with 9 compared to Reid's 5. However, some might argue that Belichick's success is largely due to having Tom Brady as his quarterback for 20 years. Brady is widely considered the greatest player of all time, for now, and has won 7 Super Bowls, 6 with Belichick and 1 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On the other hand, as a head coach, Belichick has not won a Super Bowl without Brady and has only made the playoffs twice without him, in 1994 and 2008, which for some makes it hard to put Belichick in the GOAT conversation.
But to me, there is no one the best coach of all time, because Belichick should be that, and he did us the great disservice of coaching for too long and showing us that he is, in fact, in my opinion, not the greatest coach of all time. So to me, it's very, very hard to just say this particular coach was the best coach in NFL history. And for a while, it was Bill Belichick, but I have to update my information with what I've seen, and I don't think he is hands down the greatest ever, just because of the hard work.
On the other hand, Reid has been successful with different quarterbacks and different teams. He coached the Philadelphia Eagles for 14 seasons and led them to 5 NFC Championship games, 4 of which were consecutive, and 1 Super Bowl appearance with Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick as his quarterbacks. He then moved to the Chiefs in 2013 as he turned them into a powerhouse, first with Alex Smith as his quarterback, but ultimately with Mahomes.
The gap between 1 and 2 with Patrick Mahomes is greater than the distance between 2 and 5. So let that sink in. Yes, the distance between 1 and 2, the best quarterback in the league, which is Patrick Mahomes, and whomever you believe to be number 2, there's a bigger gap between 1 and 2 than there is 2 and 5.
Reid has the advantage here, as he has shown more versatility and consistency with different personnel and situations. He has also been able to win the Super Bowl with Mahomes, who is widely regarded as the best quarterback in the league right now, who has a chance to surpass Brady in the future. Another factor to consider is their coaching styles and philosophies. Belichick is known for his defensive prowess, his ability to exploit his opponent's weaknesses, and his willingness to adapt to any situation. He is also notorious for his secrecy, his lack of emotion, especially during those press conferences, and his strict discipline.
What do you think having a 37-year-old?
We're on to Cincinnati.
What is your response, Bill?
Well, I mean, I'm just asking, do you think you've done enough to help Tom Brady?
We're getting ready for Cincinnati.
Fair or not, even though there are stories about Belichick being thoughtful and compassionate, his reputation is for being cold, ruthless, and unfortunately, a cheater.
The NFL kicks off a new season tomorrow night, facing brand new allegations of cheating by the New England Patriots. ESPN claims the team's so-called Spygate scandal was far more extensive than originally reported, and it directly affected how NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell responded to charges the Patriots deliberately deflated game balls.
Reid is known for his offensive creativity, his abilities to innovate and evolve, and his knack for developing quarterbacks. He's also known for his warmth and humor.
You want to bet a cheeseburger that they go deep on us the first play? I'll bet you a cheeseburger he bobbled it.
Thank you. May you all get a gift as great as this. Cheeseburgers of paradise, baby.
He has a reputation for being laid back and a player's coach, as evidenced by his support from his players and his family. Belichick and Reid have very different personalities and approaches, but they both have their strengths and weaknesses. Belichick's style has led to more championships, but also more controversies and criticisms. Reid's style has led to a more inviting locker room, but also more heartbreaks and disappointments. So, who's the greatest coach of all time? There's really no definitive answer, as both Belichick and Reid have impressive resumes and legacies. They're both Hall of Fame coaches, and they both have influenced the game in profound ways. They are also both still active, and they both have a chance to add more accolades to their careers. And yes, even though Belichick doesn't have a current job right now, he was taking part in the interviews and hasn't announced any retirement. So, for the sake of this video, we'll just say he's active. Ultimately, the answer might depend on your personal preference, your criteria, and your perspective. Some might value rings over everything and choose Belichick. Some might value innovation over tradition and choose Reid. And some might think it's neither and go with Bill Parcells or Don Shula. I don't know. But what do you think? Who's the greatest coach of all time? And if it's not these two, let me know who your GOAT is in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Till next time.